Welcome to DS Trucks. In today's video, we're going to be doing some wiring to the F450, and this is going to be interesting because I usually don't do this kind of stuff, but I've been hanging out with POWERSTROKE Tech Talk, and he's been showing me some stuff, and it got me very interested in doing some wiring repairs. So I know this stuff isn't going to be as good as what you see on his channel, but it still will be kind of cool. So let me know what you guys think. My name is Sean, this is DS Trucks, and thank you for tuning in. But what I've done is I've put these lights on. If you've been following the channel, you probably already know that I've put these lights here on the back of the spreader, and they work pretty good. I'll probably still need to add one more light though, because the way these are set up, they're casting a light really good to the sides, but I might put something here or whatever to kind of push that light back this way too. But anyway, what I want to do today is I want to put a connector right here so that I can just remove the plug, the power for the lights, because the way that it's set up now, you cannot take this spreader off because this wire does not remove. So what I've done is ordered these connectors from Amazon, and it allows you to make a release because this spreader has to come off at times. You pull up these pins and you take the spreader off, and that's kind of important. If I ever wanted to tow something while the salt dog's in here, this has to come off. But I need to have a connector here so it can turn off, and from there, if I want to add another light, I can still add another light, but I need to be able to get this unplugged. It needs to be a quick release. So this stuff I ordered from Amazon just to kind of get me started doing electrical wiring type of stuff. This here is a connector. These are some shrink wrap crimps. Hopefully this is gonna be good enough for you guys, but they have good ratings on Amazon. They give you a little bit of solder actually in the crimp, and then it shrinks down and connects really well. This here is a small butane torch, and it's from Dremel. It gives you some real nice like shrink wrap tools. I've never used it, so bear with me. And if it doesn't go well, then it's because I never used it, but we'll see how it goes. This is just another bag full of more of those connectors, but nonetheless, just some more connectors. Simple stuff, cheap stuff. I mean, I want to say this was $20. I mean, I can't remember, but I want to say $20. I want to say $10, something like $10. So pretty cheap, and pretty cool stuff. I already had the wire strippers. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do this. I'll mount this camera and let me know what you guys think about the process. See you guys once the camera is mounted. All right guys, so number one, I've got to go ahead and cut this wire here. This is our main power that goes to the lights. So snip, cut that. And the brown is our power and the green is our ground. We'll go ahead and strip these back a little bit. Keep in mind guys, this is not my profession, just something I'm getting started with, dabbling with, and I think it's pretty simple, straightforward stuff. Strip these back, strip them back. Now these Amazon connectors are already stripped, so that shouldn't be an issue, but I think 14 is close enough. I don't know if that's the right one. I'm using the 14 gauge. So yeah, this hot wire comes from the salt dog. These actually are run under and connected to the ground in the 4 flat for the trailer hitch to give me the ground, but the hot wire comes from the salt dog. So whenever the salt dog turns on, the lights turn on for the rear. So I guess it doesn't matter which way this goes, but I'll put this end. It doesn't matter either way, but I'll use red for hot and I use black for ground. I guess that makes sense. And it really works out good because this needs a little slack here. Guess you can't have too much slack, right? So we'll put these aren't copper. I guess maybe copper is more expensive. Who knows? But these are not copper. Doesn't really matter. But let's go ahead and connect these up. Get some nice crimps. All right, so I'll just kind of set these over here. Got these over right here. And I'll kind of show you guys these products, but I'm no Amazon affiliate or nothing. So just, I think anything rated well for, on Amazon, got 4.5 stars at least, should be fine for this type of work. Let's go ahead and kind of spread these apart. I think, like I said, brown's going to be hot in this case. Brown's hot, green's ground. I guess this is a good way to do it. See how that kind of works. That doesn't work too good. I don't like that. I'm gonna twist them together. There were some videos I was watching right before this where they did that, but they were soldering them, and I think that's fine if you're gonna solder, but I'm not soldering. I'm just kind of, before I make any connection, I need to do this. Now this one, that should work. I need to put these on before I make any connection, because if you don't, then you can't add them, which would be silly. So yeah, red. I'm just gonna twist them. Whoa, it's not that much material there. I should have a little more than that, because this is these are thick, man. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a little more. Give it a little more wire than that, I think. All right, we ran with a 14. Let's try 12. Ah, 14 is the way. Yeah, we need a little more to make a good connection. Oop. I need some better wire strippers here. This is these are kind of dull. So that'll be the next item that I get, some better wire strippers. So red is hot. We got our caps on there. Hopefully these caps work pretty good for this size, because it's gonna get kind of chunky. Let's see if that works before I go any further. Kind of tight. Gonna need a bigger one. Bigger than this. All right. All right, guys, go ahead and twist it. Yeah, it kind of stops right there, and then that's solder. So once you kind of heat this up, it solders. But that wouldn't give you a good solder joint, would it? That's just solder. Give you a little bit of added security, but not like cold. It's kind of a cold solder, not a real true soldered joint. Kind of a cold joint. So I will say this is not the best. The best way would be like to actually get solder these where they're not twisted, and then like put shrink wrap right over that. But this is that would be a lot sleeker, but this is just quick, you know, compared to actually getting a solder gun and soldering it properly with flux and all that. This is a lot quicker. It's not as clean, but it definitely should work. Now, this is my first time using this, and hopefully it works good. I mean, I've never used anything like this before, so see how it works. That locks it. It gives it more heat, less heat, more heat, less heat. Let's try it, see what happens. What happens here? It's working. Try a little more heat. Sure. Works pretty good. Let's see if the other side of that. No kidding, guys. Turn up, heat up a little bit and get that solder joint. So I have used this tool, but I was using it with a torch, which worked, but it wasn't as controlled. This is really controlled. Really controlled. Wow. Alright, so I got a little, maybe a little burn there a little bit. Not me, the wire. Watch that heat move it around better. Pretty interesting, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see if we can hit this one. Now, I did burn my finger earlier messing around. It had been turned off for like 2 minutes, and I picked it up and accidentally. I was trying to put this little spoon thing on it, and then like as I was putting the spoon thing, I didn't realize it was still hot, and I like burned my finger a little bit. Let's focus the heat here, right where our wiring is and the solder is. This spoon thing definitely works real nice. Now, like I said, this isn't the best way to do this, and this is good though. Like if you were doing OEM type repair, like I gotta do a wire for my headlight. Oh, got a little too much heat right there. I gotta do a wire for my headlight, and that wire I'll probably go ahead and do it the hard way, you know, the long way, the soldering and all that. But right now, this is fine. This is a lot of heat though. So like I said, this is my first time using this, so I'm gonna be getting used to this. But I think it's working out pretty good. Get that solder. So yeah, pretty cool. This is just a cheap Amazon solution. This was also purchased on Amazon, real cheap solution. So I'm gonna go ahead and wire up this other one and burn it in, and we'll see, you know, how the final product turns out. Now warp forward to it being done. Just like that, it is done. So check it out. I just finished. It's still warm, and it turned out pretty good. And let's go ahead and see if we can get a little closer there, see how it looks. But here's a close-up of what this looks like, and it's not gold standard, but it's good enough for quick wiring, you know, real quick. The solder kind of melts a little. It's a cold joint. It's not really just kind of clamps down around it with that little ring of solder, you know. It still may be better to fully solder it with a solder iron and shrink wrap it, but this is quick and easy. And I'm just gonna put some tape around those. And before I do that, let's go ahead and test it, because one thing I do notice is, like, if you go crazy with the heat, if that's too thin, if that plastic gets too thin, it doesn't seem like it melted through the plastic, but if it did, then you could arc. But hopefully it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. But it worked real nice, guys. Just cheap Amazon. And now I can plug this up, and that will allow me to remove this salt spreader and allow me to disconnect these lights. One thing I do need to order is more of this plastic casing, this carotid plastic casing, so that I can cover up stuff more. But it's just a light. Let's go ahead and test this out and make sure everything works and there's no issues. It should be good though. Anyway, let's test it out. Alright, so here is the button that controls the spreader, and once the spreader is on, the way to set up, once the spreader is on, you have lights, and hopefully I have lights. Yep, the lights are on and popping, on and running, and connections are looking good. Let's see if there's any issues, if these touch. Nope, looks good. So yeah, quick butt connectors. For more delicate work, I'll go ahead and solder it fully together and use flux and all that, because these get bulky, like they get real bulky. Doesn't matter for this application, but it will be nice if I was doing something more sensitive. This is quicker, I will say that. This is a lot quicker. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tape this up, and that'll be that. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this. I'll tape it up and I'll show you how it kind of looks after. I got some cold weather electrical tape. So anyway, let's tape it up and see how it looks. Alright, and that's that. And hopefully this holds up. We'll see. You know, this, like I say, I don't do this all the time. Just experimenting with some new products. I am going to go ahead and get some of this black plastic stuff from the AutoZone and put that over so it looks a little nicer. Maybe I'll cover this up. This is actually OEM wiring. I'll cover that all up, and we'll make this look a little nicer. But this allows me to unplug and plug. Hopefully this does. Let's see if it comes apart if I tug on it. Allows me to unplug the light, and so this all comes separate away from the spreader here, and allows me to. Now this is a salt spreader, so if these connections are not good, then we're gonna have some issues. So, because this is highly corrosive, and if it gets any salty water on it, it's gonna be a big issue. So anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. This is DS Trucks, where we run nothing but the best. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Over and out.